Like, you can put that on your list if you want to.
It's not going to be on my list.
It's a great movie.
I wouldn't put that one on my movie. Next time it has to be community candy. It needs to be a big bag. These are the best right here. That's good. That's good. No, here.
That's fine. Just take them.
I don't need
bonus. Little bonus.
Seriously, you take it.
The best African player in the league, not like African American, but actual African accent, is Pascal
Siakam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
Oh man.
Agreed. Yeah, no, this one will be fun.
Yeah. I'm gonna have a good time.
I'm looking forward to some of these. I wish Joe was here for some of this, though.
Joe's a bum.
Joe is a bum.
You a bum?
Joe works for a living.
We all work for a living, Billy.
Some of us do. I'm part-time right now.
That's still working.
You still work for a living?
My goodness.
Gosh. We're back!
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, boys.
Guys' night.
We with
in
the guys.
Stew. We're missing Joe. Joe's on his way.
Joe didn't make it.
You know, he's coming. But you got the three of us, though. You know, hey, the little void here. Maybe I'll draw a little picture and edit.
Unpaid advertisement.
Unpaid ad. Unpaid by Coke and Nerds Clusters.
Hey, them nerd clusters. They serious.
They be hidden.
Yeah. Well,
They're good.
we got an exciting, stacked show for you today.
Sure do.
Should we start calling it show or episode? I like show.
Show, episode, I think it's interchangeable.
Yeah, but show sounds like legit.
But I do put episode on.
Yeah, but like
YouTube.
just while we're on the show.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Welcome
fair.
to the show.
Welcome to the show.
I like
Welcome
the show.
to the show.
I know people are listening
Welcome
more and
to the
more.
show.
We've gained 2 subscribers in the last month, so thank
Yeah.
you for that.
You guys are really killing it.
We are getting closer to
30.
Yeah.
We're almost
Another
at-
70.
We're almost at 25. What?
My phone been nice. That's okay though. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get started because if we don't, we're gonna sit here in awkwardness and we're gonna start arguing.
Just want to say, though, before we start, because we're talking about subscribers. I know we do it at the end. I want to do it right now.
Yes.
And we'll do it at the end. We'll say specific names. If you are someone who's been here from the jump, though, man, we appreciate that.
We appreciate that. When we make it, we're not gonna forget about you
Never in a million years.
because we're gonna make it.
It's happening. We put too much daggum effort.
We're gonna make it.
One of these days, it's all gonna pay
Kenny
off.
has spent way too much money for us not to make it. Oh man, real
But we
talk
appreciate
studio.
it.
Yeah, we do. We sure
Nothing
do.
but love from the guys at the table right here.
Nothing
Maybe
but
not Billy because
love.
he's just not like that. He's not a lovey guy. But for me and Jake, we love you.
Yeah, no, I love
Plain
you.
and simple.
Yeah, I'm more lovey than you think.
You
so,
know who you are.
Here's the funny thing, and I know this. I'm not trying to get this all spiritual, or nothing, but talking about Kenny. So he preached at the little Recovery Alive at Ministry Center last
Yes,
night.
I saw that.
18 folks got saved.
Amen.
That's awesome.
That's
Isn't
great.
that not crazy?
It's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
It's a good ministry too. So it's all good stuff.
It is a good ministry. All right. Well, fun fact right here.
Fun fact.
So if you've been listening to us, you know our disdain for a particular basketball player.
Go on and just say it.
I don't know if I still have the. I want to get the picture.
You might still have it.
I still got it. I don't cut any slides ever.
We discussed this last episode. I don't know if you want to call it a rivalry between Angel Reese and
Something
Kenny
happened
Clark.
though. Isn't it, Wesley? Something happened. Look, the market crashed.
The market
The
crashed.
market crashed.
Market crash. So, season opener for the WNBA for the Indiana Fever was against the Chicago Sky. So, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, big deal, right? Tickets on average were $86. First off, you can say what you want about, like the ticket prices. That's pretty low for an opening season professional basketball.
That was
game.
courtside.
I don't know if it was courtside. Hey, that's what the dude. Look,
You sit on
I don't
the
know
end
if
of
you
the
guys
bench
have.
for
I don't know if you guys have
110.
ever found like clips of the Club 520 podcast with Bishop Henderson, Jeff Teague, and DJ.
No, I've not seen it.
They finally started talking about the WNBA. If you ever catch it, watch it. It's hilarious. Their takes on it are super funny.
Are they disrespectful?
They talk about it in the same lens as they would talk about an NBA team.
Right.
And it's like, to me, that's
Just less skill.
the fairest way we can do it.
Yeah.
Just like judge the skill based off what's there.
Yeah.
Like relevant to the rest of the league. And they're like, y'all ain't ready for, I think their exact words are, you're not ready for us to talk about this WNBA stuff because we're taking the kid gloves off. We're going to talk about it like hoop.
Well, yeah, because they want to get paid like that, so they need to get, criticized like that. But what happened is Caitlin Clark got hurt.
Caitlin Clark got hurt. They
Tell
have
us
an
some
upcoming
information.
game next Saturday, I think is when it was. And
And our camera's crooked.
is it?
A little bit.
A little bit. I think
Not
it was
too
where
bad.
he bumped into it last
Not
time.
too
But tickets were $86 during the season opener. The only thing that has changed between the season opener to next Saturday is Caitlin Clark is injured. Those tickets on average are now $25. Once it was discovered that she would not be available for that game, the tickets dropped to $25. It's one of the largest tickets in a professional event, percentage-wise. I think they said it was 71% drop.
Angel Reese said that she's part of the reason why
And
you
she's
watch.
part of the, yeah. No, look, let's be real. I've, especially women's basketball, I've watched a fair amount of it just because I love watching like March Madness. But like, let's be honest, I never watched a WNBA game before Caitlin Clark got there.
No.
I was never going to.
No.
And that's just it. And so it's just funny because it has been the hot button. There's a few more things that have come from that. I don't know if you saw it.
Well, let's
He's
say
preparing for
this.
show 2 right now.
Let's say this. Listen to me. No, I was waiting my turn. The skill set's there in the games. Let's not dumb down their skill set.
No, we don't have
They
to
can
crap on their skill.
flat
No,
out play
They can
ball.
play ball.
They
Some
can
of
all
them.
beat us.
lot
Even
of
Jake. Even Jake. They can beat Jake.
I'm the last basketball player in this group.
But I wouldn't watch it if it was the last sports. I would rather watch ping pong.
I'd watch it.
I'd watch ping pong. It's way more exciting.
Ping pong's pretty cool.
Ping pong
It
is
is.
exciting.
Yes, it is way more exciting.
You get the right teams in WNBA.
Can't do it.
They're not.
Can't do it.
It gets
Anyone
better.
against the Fever.
It gets better. Honestly,
Yeah.
with Caitlin Clark, not without Caitlin Clark.
Right.
So-
Correct.
So we're on board that we're just haters of the
So you're
Fever?
telling me,
I
hold
don't
on.
think I
Hold
am.
on. You're telling me that if me, you, Wesley, Joe, and let's get a baller. Let's Noah Molaski.
Okay.
Shout out Noah.
Shout out Noah.
Shout out Noah.
He be hooping.
Shout out Noah.
No, we're not winning.
Oh my goodness, I don't know.
We're getting run out
It
of the
depends
Who's
on-
field.
stopping Noah?
It depends on the 5.
Who's stopping Noah?
I don't know.
We're not with me on the team.
It could be-
I'm
no,
old. I'm the old guy.
Dude, I
I
just
couldn't get the ball across half court against the defense. that one of those
forget putting together a squad. I'm saying you go get a starting 5 in the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're starting 5 right now.
Let's try it like this. Let's take the best high school basketball team.
Oh,
in
that's
Middle
raps.
Tennessee.
That's raps.
In Middle Tennessee.
But high school basketball
Let's
team.
say
wins.
the what was it? The Burrows. Who is that? They won the state
Hold on.
championship.
The girl high school team beats
No,
us?
the boy.
No,
the
he's
boys,
talking about the boys' high school
The
team.
boys' high school
Against
team.
the WNBA?
Against
Absolutely, the
the-
boys' high school team's winning.
Oh.
You think so?
Oh.
I've already, this discussion happened
Yes.
a couple years ago. A state championship high school basketball team of any count at all is beating a WNBA starting 5.
See why I don't watch?
100%.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you just you put together, not even put together, just give me a average WNBA team. Caitlin Clark and 4 other people.
One of them's
Caitlin
going to be
Clark-
6'8", 6'10". Remember that.
But with
There will be size.
different situation going on. I'm just saying, like I don't know. I mean, she's not that much stronger than me.
Wesley's
No.
going to get boxed out. and
Wesley's gonna
dunked
get
on
boxed out.
by a girl that's 6'10". He's getting out rebounded.
First off, how many-
okay, just because she's 6'10" doesn't mean her
Thank
lower
you.
body's going to allow her to box.
Thank you. How many
That's
people?
not a knock on you.
Hold on,
Wesley.
real quick.
Professional
How many
athlete.
stinking people are 6'10" in the WNBA? Brittany Griner. Who else?
Griner, there's
There's like 3 or 4.
and maybe 2 others.
Man,
There's a bunch
one of them,
that's
one
not
of them that
problems.
was big that doesn't even really that she doesn't play in the WNBA.
That's not problems. I'm telling you.
So 6'8".
I've boxed out 6'8" dudes and gotten rebounds.
So he's getting every rebound from a 6'8" girl.
Let me clarify. Wesley can flat out play basketball. He's the best basketball player in the room.
That's not
Let's
true.
establish that.
That's not true.
Between him and Joe, for sure. Joe plays a
Well,
lot more.
Joe's not in the room right now.
That's true.
I'm not better than Jacob.
What?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Right now,
I'm
you're-
retired.
That's not true.
Right now, you're the best basketball player in the room.
This is praise that I didn't ask for.
I have to play point guard on this team because I'm the smallest guy. I ain't getting it up the floor, guys. Not with a broke back, no legs.
Why would we make you point guard? We make Joseph point guard.
Joe could get up the floor.
We give the ball to Noah.
Yeah, if we had Noah's getting up the floor.
Okay.
Eli Scarlett's getting up the floor.
If we
100%.
replace what?
You don't want me to.
What? What are we doing? That's disrespectful.
That's straight up disrespectful.
He might be watching.
I'm
Eli,
not saying
you got
Eli.
some points to
I'm just
prove.
saying-
Eli does watch.
I'm just saying in general, we're not winning that game, boys.
You're over here talking about. You're over here talking about getting. You're talking about getting up the court. Eli is like. No, I don't. I may not have the handle to get up the court against a guard, like a quick guard. Eli
saying-
Scarlett, Noah Milosky, they're getting up the court, and they're both probably going to get a bucket
Oh, they'll get a bucket.
after I set a screen for him.
They'll get a bucket.
After Jake sets a screen for
This
him.
was
I can
not
assure you this. I can assure
Yo.
we're gonna get more buckets than them.
boys. I wasn't knocking Eli. Or
Yes, you
Noah.
were.
You
I
know,
was
you most
knocking-
definitely. Whenever I said Eli, you said I don't know.
We
I was
said Joseph can.
knocking the fact that we're not near as skilled as these ladies are.
Yeah, I'll say this. That shows me you don't watch WNBA games because some of the products on the court, we definitely can be
I can
Listen,
very quickly.
100
I'm telling you right now,
They're
I'm
terrible.
going down the lane.
Yeah.
Ain't no girl stopping me.
No.
We liable to go viral.
I
and end up
have-
playing a WNBA team.
This isn't
That'd
the
be
worst.
awesome.
No,
And I would have to stretch for 2 months.
Because last year, a podcast host said something about the WNBA, and a couple players took offense to it. It was a bigger podcast. I can't remember the name. And he said, I'll honor my word. He said, I will put $1 million of my own money on the line. You go get me the 5 best WNBA players. He said, get me the all-star team. And I want him to play against Cooper Flagg's state championship team. He said, if y'all win, I'll give you $1 million. He said, when you guys split between the 5 of you, it'll be more than all your salaries. He said, you have nothing to lose. They didn't. They wouldn't even. They
No,
didn't even
because-
acknowledge it.
Cooper Flagg could go 1-on-5.
Yes,
I mean, come
and
on.
that's against the 5 best.
Man, here's the thing.
He's
No, he is.
He's
But
unreal.
let's not switch gears here and talk
Yeah.
about the Cooper Flag.
Either way,
because
we could beat that team.
Yes. Here's the thing. To say that the skill set is crazy high, there are some players that I will 100. Kelsey Plum can flat out play basketball.
She can.
Sabrina Ionescu flat out play basketball.
She can.
Caitlin Clark flat out play basketball.
Ballers.
Skylar Diggins used to be really good, not very good now. There's a lot that there's just a lack of, and that's why they're there. Straight up plain and
I'm
simple.
just telling you, man. Listen, there ain't no way.
I could go and find
They
5 dudes that play pickup at Jimmy Floyd that could probably beat an average WNBA.
They are
team.
some nasty players too. Them girls, when they foul,
They play mean.
like it's not even. It's like, why would you do that?
They play very mean.
But it's not mean like in a good way. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not a fan. I can't.
No, it's fun. Like I mean, let me say this. I don't even want to say this about the
I just about
WNBA.
choked on my spit.
But like last year, not this past March Madness, the March Madness before, I watched a fair amount of the women's March Madness. It was a
Yes.
really good tournament.
I will watch that.
Caitlin Clark was there.
Yeah, she was
But like I
impressive.
watched LSU play too, and I watched Stanford play. You know what I mean? So it's like there were some teams that had some like, or in UConn, like Paige Beckers can ball.
I'll take her all day.
She flat out play basketball.
Chicken ball.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'll tell you this. Here's the long and short of this segment.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark is better than everybody else. All right.
The Clayton Clark effect is in full effect
Yeah, it's
with
for
those
real.
ticket prices. I just thought that was funny. We talked about it last week.
Yeah.
Some stuff has happened since then. Oh, also, what's his name? Apologized to RG3.
Ryan,
Did he?
Clark. Yeah.
Ryan Clark.
Wow.
I saw that.
He should have. All right.
I think he took the high road. I think it
He
was
did.
the right thing to do. I would never bring another man's wife into it.
Yeah.
No way, no how.
So let's move on. We got a submission
it.
from a listener. He's not the greatest listener,
No, he gives us a view.
but he's a decent listener.
He maybe watches 30 seconds. He
Yeah.
told me he'll watch the shorts and he'll watch whenever I condense the videos down. He'll watch those.
But he had a pretty cool, like, you got anything to do. He didn't be watching the whole things. We got a pretty cool little thing here. I don't know if that's all of them.
It's most of 'em. You're good.
You know what I'm saying?
I think they get the gist.
I don't see the most important one on my list.
Well, that's just a picture from Google. So anyway,
Can't put a green jacket on there.
yeah.
It's not a green jacket. I know what the trophy looks like too.
Oh, dude, that's cool.
I've never even thought about the trophy. I just see the jacket.
Hey, I need you to stop worrying about that camera and just chill, because you uptight right now.
What do you mean?
When we watching on the videos, you're doing this right here. You like this?
I'm looking at you.
Nah, dude, be comfortable, bro. Can you get
Getting
more
bullied
comfortable?
again,
Yeah.
Wesley.
I'm trying to get you comfortable. All right.
I've not done a thing to you. I don't want that to be known.
So this is Chase's, average listener.
Do
Yes.
you know any of these trophies, Jake? What's this one? I've never seen it
I've never
before.
seen that.
I have
That's
no
like
idea
that's
what
like
that
a
is.
Star Wars movie.
I know this one. Do you know
What
this
is
one?
that one?
That one's Wimbledon.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Now that you said it, I know.
What about this one? Y'all should know this one.
Stanley Cup.
Yes. Jake, what's that one right there with all the flags?
That's something to do with some cars.
No, it's
World
not.
Series.
It's the World Series.
Is that the World Series?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I don't pay attention to these
This
things.
is,
I don't either.
This is
I know
golf.
I know the game. I don't know the
This is golf.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that's cool. So, what is the most prestigious sports championship in all of sports? I love how we said sports twice in that sentence.
Yeah.
Sports.
But like in the
Now-
world of
now,
sports.
let's context this because I think this is important to context. Okay, prestigious means, so everyone understands what this word means, inspiring respect and admiration, having high status.
Yeah.
So let's see what we got to say.
My thought process on this question is you immediately remove every single team sport.
I don't know.
Because I think it's more prestigious to win a single person sport. Like being the best. Because if you do that, if you win like at Wimbledon or you win the Masters or whatever, place single person sport, you are the best of that group of people that play that sport professionally. Whereas if it's a team, that's not always the case.
Yeah, but there's someone on that team like that.
Somebody, but not you.
Typically, I would agree with you.
But it's still
But
prestigious.
again,
Typically, shocking.
like
when is
always-
there typical?
like always, I jump on the other side, and I'm going to disagree with you, Wesley. Because are we going to give our answers? Do you want me to give mine?
I think.
My answer's crazy.
What's yours? Let's start with Jake.
Okay.
I want to hear crazy.
Did not want to do that, but let's do
You
it.
said crazy. I want to hear it.
So it is technically there's two people involved.
Okay.
One is not human. Okay. Now hold up.
Oh, okay.
Triple Crown
No.
trophy.
The Triple Crown's not a trophy, though.
Well,
you have to win all three trophies.
You have to win all three.
right, but what I'm saying is it's a prestigious,
Accolade.
it's a thing. So what I'm saying is,
That's very well thought.
I'm
out,
not
but
against.
I
I didn't think about that because it is technically three different trophies. You have
yeah,
to
but
win.
there's something named to win all of them.
That's true.
You see what I'm
Is
saying?
it like something that's presented to you?
I'm not sure. I actually did not look that up.
So
I don't think there is.
Can you look it up real quick?
Yeah.
I have a question
But
while you're
I'm gonna
looking
give you some
that up.
stats though on it, but you can give me a question too.
As far as prestigious, are we talking worldwide prestige, or are we just talking?
Well, here's the issue.
United States.
If we go
prestige?
worldwide prestige, then all of our major sports is basically out of it.
I don't think that's the case.
And you have to
I
go soccer
disagree
and tennis.
because golf is
I
still in.
disagree.
Because golf is all the best golfers in the world. Tennis is still in because that's all the
Yeah,
best
but you
tennis
take
players
football out.
worldwide. You would take.
You
I
take
agree.
baseball out,
I don't
basketball
think
out.
football, baseball, basketball should
think-
be in it. I don't think there's even a conversation for the NFL, NBA, or the MLB to be in this.
or
top
NHL, no.
or NHL.
Stanley Cup out of all four of those is the most prestigious.
There is a trophy for the Silver Crown. For the
Okay.
Triple Crown.
So that's the Triple Crown. So listen to this.
I'll be real with you, man. I have a hard time arguing that.
When it comes to degree of difficulty, and I'm listen.
How many?
I got this from
That's,
Triple.
I'm already.
How
looking.
many
I'm
Triple
already looking.
Crown winners
Finish
do
what
we
you're saying.
Hold
Jake.
on
I'm
now.
ready.
The
Finish what
Triple
you're saying.
Crown trophy has not been awarded since Affirmed swept the trio of races in
Yep.
1978.
Go ahead.
So one of the things that makes winning the Triple Crown so difficult, okay, because it is a trophy, is that you got to win all three different races held in different tracks.
Yes.
So it's saying here that it's very rare. Now, look up how many people has actually won it.
Are you ahead of you? There have been 13 Triple Crown winners.
Okay, so in my
The
opinion,
oldest one being in 1919.
yeah. So in my opinion, right, you got to look at that number, and that to me, that's prestigious.
I really don't have a valid argument.
Did we just like
We may have.
did we end that?
Because there's a straight up trophy. Like, no, it's not a specific event, but it is an award, a trophy that is given.
But
Yeah.
it's not even a human winning it.
Well, the jockey, there's some more.
The horse can't
No,
race
the
by
jockey.
itself.
I think you can look up. There might have even been different jockeys on a few of the horses that won the Triple Crown.
Not all.
That's interesting.
That is very interesting.
Well, that just changes things for the
Well,
jockey.
hold on though. It's still a sport
the horse
and a championship.
is the star of the show, but we're talking about
Not necessarily.
most prestigious trophy, correct?
Yeah, which that would be it.
Okay.
It's not even on there.
Hang on.
It's definitely not.
No.
The Masters Trophy is.
So
not.
I mean,
That's crazy.
These are the jockey. There's a jockey. Jockeys race the same horse all season.
Not necessarily. There's
Every
jockeys-
jockey
Who's won a Triple Crown?
Every Triple Crown winner has a jockey that is accredited with that Triple Crown,
It's the one who,
which means they won those 3 races with that horse in that
Okay.
season.
I'm pretty sure I've watched in the past because I did used to watch the Belmont, the Preakness, some of them the Kentucky.
Of course you have.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, sure.
Back in
Won't
the
even
day.
watch WNBA basketball, but
I
you'll
would
watch
rather
horse
watch
racing.
a horse race and pouring down rain than watch the WNBA. With that being said, are we going to give this award and this trophy to a horse, or are we going to look for a man?
We're talking about
It's
the most
prestigious.
prestigious award in a professional setting.
So would you rather be one of 13 people in the history of mankind?
It's not people; it's a horse.
But it's still given to somebody. It doesn't even matter.
There's a person riding the
okay,
horse.
I'm sorry. Let's say
There's a
that
person riding the horse.
let's say that a different jockey.
Because here's the thing: there's 13 horses. There's actually 12 names with these 13 horses. You want to know why?
Why?
Because one of the jockeys rode 2 different horses to a Triple Crown.
So let me ask you this. Let's just say that there's a different jockey for each one. So 13 times 3 would be what?
9, bud.
Yeah, 39. Woo, Lord.
Math.
Don't throw math
Holmes-
at me.
But still 39. Let's just say 39 people got to, I mean,
And the flip
that's still
side,
prestigious.
No, that's true. I agree. I
They
really
don't talk about the jockey. They talk about Secretariat being
Doesn't
the
matter.
greatest horse. of
That's
all
a-
time.
But the question was, what is the most prestigious sports championship in all sports?
I wanted to go on record that is a phenomenal pull, Jake.
Thank you.
I
It's
think
great.
that was
I-
a
I
really,
give it
really,
Nobody
really
thought
good
about it?
example.
I gave
I
you
did not
props.
even think about the Triple Crown. I think Chase may have brought up horse racing when me and him first talked about this,
Yeah.
but we quickly glossed over it and started talking about like the Masters or Wimbledon.
So
Basically, it's Masters of Wimbledon.
let's go ahead and you give yours and I'll give mine, so we can at least say Jake won, or he gave the best.
Well, yeah, no, my argument,
I thought it was like a team thing.
my argument was going to be the Masters.
Yours was. I was probably going to go away from golf and go. I was going to go
Okay.
with tennis, but here's the thing. I don't know what it's called in tennis, but you win the Grand Slam, I guess it's called the exact same thing.
I think
so. If you're going to talk about,
but there's no trophy for a Grand Slam.
Hold up. We're going to give it to a horse who ran 3 races, or we're going to give it to a man who won 4 golf tournaments or 4
Is there
tennis tournaments.
is there a
4
trophy?
majors.
Is there a trophy for it that
It's
says
called
Grand Slam?
It's called a career Grand
But is
Slam.
there a trophy
How many
though?
career Grand Slam winners do we have in tennis? And how many career Grand Slam winners do we have
There's
in
6.
golf?
There's 6 golf Grand Slam winners.
Yeah, I know how many there is in golf.
Well, then why'd you ask me?
Is there a trophy for it?
There's not. There's been 153 different players who have won singles Grand Slam champion. The Grand Slam is not the same in tennis as in golf. No, it is. All 4 major championships in one.
Yes, in 1 year.
153 players have done it.
In 1 year?
Yes.
That
No. 153 players in the history of tennis has done it.
In the history of tennis.
Not 153 players.
So Rory McIlroy did a career Grand Slam.
Is there a
Right.
trophy?
Hold on.
Is it a championship or is it just a thing?
I get what you're saying. I'm losing this argument.
Yeah.
I get that.
So why are you trying to make it
No,
still?
I don't think you're.
It's just a
you're
more
losing.
difficult-
No,
this
you are.
argument.
You're losing this argument.
This one, but I understand what you're saying. If we're saying
It's way more difficult because the career Grand Slam is not
Evidently
as big,
not.
is not as big a deal as
Not in
winning.
tennis.
Listen to me, but in golf, the guy who won all 4 the same year, how many times has that happened?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's only 2.
I don't know if it's ever happened.
I think it's only 2
All 4 majors?
in 1 year. Let's see. Now, Tiger, they called it the Tiger Slam. He won 1 year, and it rolled around, and he won the other 3, but he didn't win them all in the calendar year. I know that for sure.
Bobby Jones in
Bobby
1930.
Jones,
Playing against.
one dude.
was it a championship? Was it just like he won all 4?
It's a career accolade.
It is. He
It's not a
won-
tournament.
So it's not a championship.
It's not a trophy
all
that's
4
given.
He had all 4 trophies.
It's a
sitting
big
up there.
deal. I'd say if we're
One-
talking, it's a
one
big
dude.
deal, but it's not a trophy. We're talking about trophies.
A championship.
Yeah.
Look at the picture.
Look at the picture.
Yeah, your trophy ain't up there, and neither is mine.
It's just so prestigious you couldn't even find it.
Your trophy doesn't exist.
Bum.
We're gonna have to make one.
No.
Oh, okay.
If the PGA hasn't done it yet, I don't think they're going to.
I got you.
Okay.
Yeah, the Triple Crown.
So the PGA,
Because my argument to the Triple Crown was going to be there is no trophy for it.
Yeah.
But
I literally have Triple Crown trophy right here.
let me
so
fact check myself,
the
even though I already
unique
saw
thing
it.
about that is it's all under one umbrella, so it is a big deal. It's 3
actually a-
races.
Pretty sick trophy too.
Yes, it is. I've seen it.
Bro, you didn't even know it had a trophy till just 5 minutes ago. Talking about
I
you seeing
said-
it.
They've showed it in the past when they showed Secretariat. Have you ever watched a race, Wes?
No,
Not one race.
No,
a horse race.
because that's boring.
Okay.
Nothing exciting about horse racing.
So if we're gonna do teams,
Whoa, 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 whoa.
there is no trophy.
No. Well, this has a Kentucky Derby. Like the trophy that they show.
I'm telling you, they're just giving you 3 trophies just like they do for the Grand Slam, the career Grand Slam.
Well, that doesn't count then.
We might have to revisit
Because
yeah,
I
there's
have-
not a trophy.
I just have Triple Crown trophy. Right?
Hang on, hold on.
If
Hold on.
that's the case, this is the most prestigious one because there's only one winner every year.
No,
Heisman?
The Heisman.
no.
I'd say Masters.
When I
before
think
that.
about the people who have won the Heisman, I don't want to talk about that being the most prestigious award.
That's fair because it's only in America.
Exactly.
and it's also
I think the
yeah,
it's
no, there is no trophy for the Triple Crown.
so. Here's the thing, though. Okay, then.
World Cup
So
trophy is the
most prestigious sports championship is the question.
That's World Cup. That's the World Cup championship.
No, I disagree.
Just because you
It's
disagree
a team,
doesn't
I know.
make
I
it
mean,
right.
I think it's a team's. I
but it's
from
the
my
most
from my
prestigious.
argument and my logic, it cannot be a team sport trophy.
If it is, I think it's the Stanley Cup over the.
No, it's the World Cup.
It had
If
to be a national
the World Cup
situation.
sports.
NHL's not.
Soccer
NHL's
is-
Canada and the United States.
This is nationals I need.
Soccer is the biggest sport in the world.
Yeah.
It's just
I
not
mean,
in
soccer
America.
stretches, but that's where on the
Every
flip side
country.
of that, I think the Masters is more prestigious.
Hold up, you guys went to Honduras and they're kicking the ball around.
I-
They don't have anything else. You went
What's
on
that
a
got to do
mission
with
trip. Soccer is the most.
Soccer is the most
sport.
popular sport in
It's
the world.
the most prestigious sport in the world, and the winner of the World Cup is the most prestigious sports team in the world or sports
team
championship.
Sports team.
But they get a trophy.
when you win the Masters,
they get a trophy.
when you win
that
the
was
Masters,
the argument a while ago, Jake.
we're talking
A
about
trophy.
prestige. We're talking about prestige, though.
Then that's the most prestigious trophy in the
All right.
entire world.
I disagree.
So
I don't think it can be a
inspiring-
team sport.
Inspiring respect and admiration, having high status.
Now, hey, the countries that get behind their teams is a big deal. And for some small countries that have won it, it's massive. But at the same time, I'd be more willing to put Wimbledon above a World Cup.
It's an individual thing. You're talking about.
Exactly, because that's prestigious. You're the
Well-
only person who won that trophy that year.
You're the only country that won it that year.
But it's a team
Okay,
of
I'm gonna play advocate.
of like 22 individuals.
Wimbledon. Let's just say there's just like a PGA Tour event or a tennis event. There's 156 players in the field. Well, guess what? In the World Cup, there's 156 countries competing when it starts, or actually
Mm-hmm.
probably close to 200 and something.
You're also playing another team.
Yeah.
So
and then
like
also it's like
one-on-one.
when you play a team, for example, let's just say Argentina and Spain.
Two powerhouses.
Leo Messi
Mm-hmm.
and Ronaldo
Yeah.
playing against each other.
Yes.
Okay. When Argentina won the last World Cup, nobody talked about, wow, it's so prestigious. Messi won Argentina won the World Cup, a team that had already won it. Wimbledon, you are the only person who won it that year. You're it. That's it. You're the only person. That means, one, you were better than every other tennis player in the world to be a professional tennis player, to qualify for Wimbledon, and then beat everybody in the field
All right.
by yourself.
So let me ask you
If you're
this: Do
gonna
you
do-
think that a tennis player renders more respect and admiration than a soccer team?
Depends on the country.
Disagree.
Depends on the country.
Here's what I'm gonna say. All right. I'm
I
gonna.
think when I literally witnessed, and you were there, Honduras shaking, like Tegucigalpa.
Oh no, yeah, it
shaking,
was insane.
like
But again, it depends on the country. That's the biggest sport in
So-
that country.
I'm gonna take it a step
yeah, but I mean
further.
that's pretty much worldwide.
Wimbledon is just an example. I still think that in the realm of prestigious awards, if the Triple Crown is out,
I think it's the fanciest.
I think it's the Masters.
I think that's the fanciest.
I think it's the
I'm
Masters.
gonna squash his. Okay.
All right, squash
You can
it.
try.
Okay. So the Masters,
And then
is
I'm going to
an
squash this topic.
invitation only. The top 66 players in the world
Yeah.
are invited,
Yes.
handpicked.
Yeah.
How's that prestigious? And the former winners get to play. Hold on. They choose by the world rankings who gets to play. Don't
Okay.
let me finish. We got
Nobody's talking.
We got the U.S. Open. We got the U.S. Open. Okay. Anyone in America, anyone that travels to America with a active handicap under, I think it's 2.8, you can go to a local qualifier this week
I'm
or
aware.
any week, and you can try to qualify for the U.S. Open. So there's actually a possibility of hundreds of thousands of people trying to win a U.S. Open versus the Masters, only 66 guys trying to win it.
On
The
deck for me.
U.S. Open,
Be on deck for me real fast.
the U.S.
what?
Open
Let's just hold.
is more prestigious to win than
Oh.
the Masters.
Okay. Can you read prestigious again for me, Jake?
Inspiring respect and admiration, having high status.
Name me one person who would say the U.S. Open does that more than the Masters. Find them.
Ask
Find
just
them.
about anybody who has
But that-
ever tried to qualify.
But here's
for
the
a
thing. Hold
US
on.
Open.
Here's
No
the
way.
thing, though. My argument for the World Cup is first
That's
off,
the winner, by the way.
well, it is for me too. Just to be honest, because the team thing don't bother me like it bothers you.
Yeah,
You
no,
know what
I
I'm
just
saying?
think it's a team. It's
But
not, I don't think a team
the
sport
world,
can do
you're
it.
looking at the World Cup,
World.
and
WORLD.
and regardless of what country it is, every country pretty much plays. Therefore, they have
Well, they have
respect
to,
and
not every
admiration.
country.
Well,
you have to qualify.
Every country tries.
Every country competes.
Yes,
But you don't make the world. Not every country makes the World Cup actual field
but take NCAA, SEC.
because it's like the Olympics. There's the group stage.
Put it in the world stage. Like how we see our like a UT championship. That is like any country that has a soccer team
Okay.
dream.
I agree. I'm hearing you on that.
It's the most
It's
prestigious.
but here's the thing.
It's the World Cup.
To take your own argument when you were trying to discredit the Masters, you said big keyword that you just spelled out, world. The Masters invites the top 66 players in the world. It is the world rankings of golf that they pulled the invitations from. World. Big deal, right? WORLD.
Yeah, I think there's a lot
The
of
world.
players though.
I'm not done. The U.S. Open, the top, I want to say 50 or 100 guys, which are more than the 66 at the Masters in the world rankings, get in.
But
And
they're
then
not the top
everyone-
66.
They are the top 66. It's the top 100.
Well, let's do
You're just
this.
adding more
If
guys.
you are listening,
Doesn't make it any more
let us
prestigious.
know what you think is the most prestigious championship in all of sports.
World
okay?
Cup.
I had to lean the World Cup. My
That's fair. I can't.
My Triple Crown, man.
Triple Crown was a really good pull.
That's unfortunate.
And I think it's honestly losing on a bit of a. I don't know, because if you
Well,
put
we're
Triple
making
Crown
that,
in, then it's
the
a
Grand Slam.
in
Yeah,
golf.
yeah. So let's
Would
move.
beat
Let's
it
move
out.
on. Let's talk a little bit about some baseball.
Baseball.
Y'all like some baseball?
Nope.
Okay.
Negative.
So we are talking about, because I'm just going to be transparent. Wesley,
And
brought
this is all
up,
me. This is
okay?
all me.
Is baseball as a sport soft?
Soft, and is it too steeped in tradition?
Part.
When I say tradition, I guess I'm more so speaking on like the unwritten rules in golf that tick people off when they're broken. And a prime example that turned me on to even paying attention to this stuff was honestly years ago. I forget who it was. I'm pretty sure it was Fernando Tatis. He hit like a 2-run homer when they were up like 6.
Flip the bat.
He didn't flip his bat. He just like kind of tossed it. It wasn't like a crazy. He didn't like pimp the home run. He didn't just like go crazy with the bat flip. He just tossed it. And he ran the bases. And as he's running the bases, the other team coach is like arms up, and the players are ticked off. And I'm pretty sure he was a rookie. This was literally like 3 to 4 years ago. And he's rounding the bases, and you see some of the vets and the manager looking at the other team like, we'll talk to him. We'll talk to him. Well, what are we doing? It was like the 6th inning, and they were only up like 5.
Yeah.
I'm like, if another team gets the bats rolling, that gap can close. And it's like, so you want this kid, like a guy who just got to the MLB, to not swing at the ball? Like,
Yeah.
that's part of
So,
what started me down this road.
You could
years
probably
ago.
find that amount of stuff in the NBA. You know,
in
like,
the NBA, it's like
like-
final 10 seconds though.
yeah, but I don't know.
It's like typically those situations only like no one ever expects you to just take a shot clock violation. You should.
You're what you're telling me is you're just talking about the unwritten rules.
The unwritten rules bother me, and also I noticed in college baseball this
Because
year,
what is soft?
soft maybe isn't the right word.
Oh well,
Soft might not.
So
Soft in just the fact that it doesn't really like. I don't know. I think competitiveness can be lost.
So back in the 80s and 90s, just hear me out. If it happened, if the things like you said happened, the guy got hit immediately, the bench is cleared, it was a brawl.
Fight.
Fight, baby.
Do it.
Let's do this.
Let's make it
Hey,
happen.
Nolan Ryan would bust a guy. in the
I'm fine
face
with that.
over-
Hey, that's why I
Let's
like
get
Bryce
after
Harper.
it.
Dude, to charge him out.
All right, so then the guys like Bryce Harper have kind of changed the game, like you said. He's a hot dog. He's a showman.
He charged him out.
Yeah, he would get the crap beat out of him in the 80s and 90s. Okay, just hear me out.
I don't know what path we're
This
going
Big
down.
boy.
This is trickled down from college baseball.
Yes.
Your team, my team, Jake's team.
College baseball
the-
is what put this back on my radar because
the
I've seen
U-
multiple situations
The
of it.
UT Vols are one of the worst teams at this. They hot dog, they show out, and this is our team. But hey,
No, but
if
I
they
have
did
no
that
memory.
one time in the league, they're getting their face.
I
beat.
think you're following me in a wrong direction.
Well, I'm just telling you what's
Yeah,
happening.
we need to figure out
No,
what soft
because
is.
here's what I like. You hit a home
You
run,
like that?
flip the dang bat.
No, that gets
Run
your
the
face-
bases.
We're
Like
opposite.
have a
No,
like
no. You like it because you like the response to it.
I like the response to it.
But you
It's
can't get
disrespectful.
the response to it if you don't get
I
it.
watched. I don't even remember what team it was. It was in the SEC championship or SEC tournament. Kid hit a bomb.
Was it
I'm
Arkansas?
I think it may have been.
Yeah.
He smoked the ball. Thing was gone, and he's pumped. Apparently, it had already been a heated game. He is pumped going around the bases. And people are like, "Oh, that's unsportsmanlike." They've been chirping the whole game. Pimp the home run. Have fun. Go around.
Yeah.
Watch it leave.
I guess, but I don't know. I don't know if that's.
There's another one, but I've seen it across the board, not just in college baseball. I think it was North Carolina and somebody else. Same thing happened. Guy mashes a home run. He maybe watches it for a couple seconds, and the catcher's already up cussing him. Get freaking going. Get freaking going. I tell him to go ahead and walk the bases. He didn't even he did not flip his bat. He tossed his bat out of the baseline while he was still looking up at the ball. And the other team's coach is losing it because they think he threw the bat. The ump warns them. Another guy gets thrown because he tosses the bat a little bit after he. And that has happened. That happens not just in college. That is in the pros as well.
Yeah.
This kind of stuff
You
happens.
like this?
I like bat flip.
I don't like any of that.
So
That's boring.
But
That's
again-
why.
Hold
on, hold
That's
on.
why baseball is boring.
This is why
No,
I'm
man.
going to segue real quick into the NBA for a second. That's why in the NBA, you see the guy after he dunks on somebody, he's in his face yelling, and you get the technicals. and
To
you
a
get-
degree, I like the in the face after a
in
dunk.
the 90s, early 2000s.
yeah,
it
but
was
you
a
wouldn't
bitch-
like it if it was you.
It was a bitch.
No.
You would react the exact same way.
No,
and I would too.
my reaction is not the players. It's the fact that we're punishing players from a rules standpoint for celebrating. If I'm look,
I disagree with you. I
if
think it's unsportsmanlike.
Sean Kemp in the NBA
Shaq.
slammed that thing on
Shaq.
dude,
Shaq
got
was-
down like this and pointed at him and ran off. I love that.
Yeah.
That is great.
But you said baseball soft. You can't do that in any sport now.
Sports is getting soft.
Okay, well hold on now. Now it's changing.
No, but no.
Now I agree with you, Wesley.
The problem with it is baseball already being a very low excitement sport. It's you're
but here's
limiting
the-
how exciting it can
So
be. in
okay,
my
so you're
opinion.
talking about excitement. So because I asked Will,
Yeah,
I needed a pro,
it's fair.
and I said, hey, is baseball soft? He obviously went the physical aspect of it.
I'm
And
not
said-
talking about the
and-
physical aspect.
Oh well, my information is void.
No, I'm not dogging the athletes on the field by any
okay.
sense of the
Physically,
word. No,
it's way better.
do not. I want that to be clear and fair right now. I am not. I think baseball players are some of the best athletes to live life.
Well, I mean, 162 games.
yes, no, I think baseball players like the.
You're talking about
ability
attrition, overall
Yeah,
gradual
no.
breakdown, and a month of
my whole
spring
thing with it is
training.
more so in the legality of the sport, not the players themselves.
Well, the WNBA is making it to where you, as a fan, you can't say mean things to
Yes,
players.
no, and again, like baseball
Dead
is
to
where
me.
it starts for me.
I had all this
But
information.
yes, I think it's a problem across the
I had
board.
all this information for what I thought you were asking.
No, dude, I don't think baseball players are soft at all.
I was wondering.
No, not even a little bit.
I was like, I think
I think I may have
you got some stud baseball players, bro.
100%.
My goodness.
No, I think I may have stated this incorrectly when I put it in our notes.
That's
you
okay.
said unwritten rules, kind of like in golf. What did you mean by that?
Did I say in golf?
Yeah, you said in golf even earlier.
Well, I don't. To be honest with you, in golf, I don't like the whole you gotta be all the rules in golf. I just haven't played, so I don't really like
I
them.
didn't say
rules are rules. But here's what I'm going to say in a
Yeah,
team
I don't like 'em.
aspect. In a team aspect, like in golf, like say the Ryder Cup, it gets very heated. There was almost a fight.
It's
the
sick.
last-
Let it
I
happen.
love it.
Let it play.
But it's frowned upon because it's supposed to be very unsportsmanlike.
I said
in a gentleman's.
steeped in tradition. I didn't say.
Well, baseball and
That.
golf, I would say baseball more than even basketball and all, is a gentleman's sport when it comes to tradition.
Well, let me
It's
say
one of
this.
the older ones,
I'd say
in the
golf
realm
and
of putting-
tennis are way up there.
for sure. I'm saying in team sports though.
In the
Agreed.
realm of
Yeah.
putting on a golf tournament, Liv is doing it better than the PGA right now.
You're absolutely crazy.
No,
You will not win that argument.
Liv is putting on exciting golf
Liv
tournaments.
is playing golf scrambles. It's a shotgun start. It's only 3 days. It's not a real golf tournament. That's
Hey, how
another
many-
episode. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying I'm talking about steeped in tradition can keep a
Let's
sport from
turn the
becoming
music
as
up and
exciting.
dance down the fairways. That's what they do and live.
They just do on the opening tee. They play music. I think it's good.
It's a clown show.
When they hit it, they go crazy. You only get that experience 2 times in the PGA.
And you know what? Ever since everybody that went over there hasn't won a major since, except Bryson, and he won the U.S. Open, the most prestigious one, the one that he fought for the hardest. He's the only one.
They've all competed though.
Brooks
Brooks
Koepka
Koepka came in
has
second.
He's fell off. So has Dustin Johnson. All the rest of them. Liv is a
DJ's the
clown
only one
show.
who's like hard falling off. John Rahm's still playing well.
Rahm is hit and miss.
Kepka hasn't played this year.
Rahm is hit and miss based on the
Last
golf
year,
course.
Kepka came in second behind Rahm.
Last year.
And,
We've
like,
had 2 majors
I'm
this year.
just-
We're
I'm-
talking about present.
Kepka hasn't played, and Bryson's competed in all of them. He's been in the top 5.
Bryson-
I'm just letting you know right now.
Bryson's your only argument.
Liv's been doing it right.
Liv's trash.
Golf soft.
How you make golf exciting?
Golf is soft.
Golf
I'll
is
agree
soft.
with you. Look at me. Golf is soft.
Golf probably has the worst athletes in the pool of professional athletes.
Wow.
You have a lot of guys that played former Division I basketball.
Do they do it now?
They decided to make more money.
I tell you what. All right, so we
baby.
got another one.
You can lose that.
Boom, right here. The greatest big 3. We're just arguing tonight.
Yeah, because this one's definitely gonna be an argument.
The
Where's
greatest
Joe
big
when we need
3
him?
I know Joe would love this.
in the history of the NBA.
Ooh, these are good.
Hold up. Now this is just there's others
Hey,
other than
you
this.
messed this one up. That one don't belong in hitting there.
I didn't put that
Dude,
together.
Stop. Let him finish.
This is
Good
just the
Lord.
Hey, I need a disclaimer for everything. You know, I actually have a job and work too,
Uh,
and have time restraints on things. And I Googled this picture. So there you go. All right. So I did not put this picture together because no, I would not have put Derek Fisher, and I'd have obviously had the 08 Celtics on there. But
The 08 Celtics should be on there.
yeah, so now
I give you
here's
that.
what we got to do, okay? Because this one I have some some dog in the fight.
yes.
So I know we don't like putting context around things. Are we talking about the best big 3 in as results, or the best players on a big 3? Because there can be a best big 3 that underperformed, in my opinion, like the 08 Celtics.
I would agree with that. Now, if we go best big 3 based on performance alone, it's hands down. They never even went to a game 7. They won every championship.
I mean, it's hard to
There's
argue
no
that.
argument with that. They're not LeBron
You're talking
James
about results.
that loses.
Now-
We're talking about results. It's the Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan, the greatest player of all time.
Okay, here's.
Well,
so
that's not the debate.
I want to point this out. Calm down. I put this in the notes.
Yeah.
The debate that I saw that sparked me to put this in his notes, and I was going to bring this up because I knew how you would react.
This
Okay.
is amazing.
We are comparing the
Okay.
players to player,
Okay.
talent,
Okay.
not result.
Okay. Then you are correct. The 08 Celtics should be on here
Agreed.
because Ray Allen in his prime, Kevin Garnett in his prime, and Paul Pierce being the worst one of that in his prime. I know Paul Pierce is probably the most overrated star. But, dude, Ray Allen,
Mm-hmm.
This team right here would be hard to beat in a 3-on-3 competition, or that one right over there.
No, I agree with that. Here's the thing: we have a lot of big threes, man.
So how do we go about this?
No, we're saying player on player.
Let's come up.
So for example,
Performance-wise, we say it's the Bulls. Is that correct?
I mean,
They never went to a Game 7.
Can I be honest with you? If we're going performance-wise,
It has to be.
we're going Bulls and then Spurs second,
Yes, 100%. And then
Lakers right here.
and no, it's probably Curry and them.
He only played in 3 finals with Jordan.
Okay.
So they're
Well,
out.
it'd be the Spurs.
And they won 72 games.
It doesn't matter. He only went to 3 finals. We're talking about results. If you want to argue that way.
They only played in 3. They only played on the same team for 3 years.
Yes.
That 3 only played 3 years together.
Yes.
And they won 3 championships.
And they won
doesn't
3
matter.
championships, and they set the NBA all-time wins record at that time, which was
we're
broken.
talking about results.
Which was we're talking about results.
Yeah, 3-0.
Hey,
3-0 with a team's pretty good.
3-0 in 3 tries. Never went to a Game 7 in any series.
Okay, so we need to. Okay, here we go. So we need to. Let's get this player on player. Okay, because we got to make sure we're doing that. Perfect timing. Can you restart the camera? We got 30 seconds. That is crazy.
Yeah. Go ahead and restart it, Joe, because you want to be in on this one.
Well, yeah.
This
we
is gonna
just
be a
started the
firefight.
best big 3.
Now, this
Billy's
big,
already starting, even though we're not comparing it the way he wants.
Yeah. Now, I will not allow a Jordan LeBron debate in this segment.
And I will also not allow you to completely disregard that big 3 at any way, in any way, shape, or form.
That one.
Yeah.
If you had somebody besides Chris Bosh,
I don't think.
I think.
Well, hold on now. Hold on. Okay.
I don't think
Yeah,
any. I don't
All right,
think
here we
anybody can
go.
beat
Here
these.
Get sat, Joe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's let
the
Joe
28
get sat
minutes.
and situated for a second.
Take a deep breath.
Well, no, hold on. So
We're going by players. That's the most dominant duo.
That's not true.
Ha!
That's the last little bit.
Well, the most dominant duo cannot be the Heat
No, they're biased.
It's not a duo. It's a
or
trio.
3. Yeah.
I'm not. We're talking about talent.
Oh, if you're talking about talent,
I'm talking about talent, player by player.
Yeah.
No, they're not
Spurs
the
are out.
best.
No, Spurs are
They're
out.
not the best. But Billy's
talent.
But Billy's gonna look at this 3 and say those guys suck. They're all terrible.
All right, well, hold on real quick.
How many they
Welcome
win?
back, JoJo.
how many they win, buddy?
No. We're talking.
How many they play?
Hold on, real quick.
That's something to take into account
Real
Yeah,
quick.
because they
I mean-
played them.
How many L's did they
I
take
thought
from
we were
them?
talking about. Here's how we're gonna do this.
You gotta figure. Okay, look, time out. We're talking about talent betwixt the
We're
threes.
not talking about
Not
results.
results.
So in other
So
words,
please don't move the goalpost.
so
while
in
we're
other
doing
words,
this.
here's how it looks. Okay.
Please.
Obviously, there's different positions because obviously some of these you don't have a center. You got it with
No.
the Celtics, and you got it with both Lakers. So my thing is, if we're looking at this, okay, let's just go ahead and do this. Let's go Bulls. Let's get this out of the way. Let's go the Bulls and the Heat. So Jordan, LeBron, 1A.
1A,
1B. Is that fair?
100%.
You're breaking it down to those two.
No. I'm saying we're gonna get that out of the way.
Okay.
Large comparison across the board.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just starting here.
And then D Wade is obviously better than Pippen.
Yes.
They play 2 totally
Hold on.
different positions.
Y'all are obviously arguing. So has everyone thrown out who they say is the best?
No, we haven't even got to that point.
Okay.
No.
I just know
Mine's gonna
we're
be-
preemptively arguing.
Well, mine is biased also.
Y'all are doing it based on talent,
Yes.
That's what we said.
but talent is not what they're judged on. They're judged on what they do, what they did, who they played against,
Billy,
who they beat.
I told you the basis for this argument that I put in the notes was people comparing the talent between the big
So
threes.
that's the context.
Because I know if we get into the weeds on who was the most successful, we're never going to get anywhere. The context is the most talented 3 players that ever played together.
Yeah. And
Because
so,
if we're being honest, what could be on here in that regard is Curry, Clay, Durant as well.
They're on there.
Are they
They're
there?
on-
I wasn't
they're right
looking.
there.
I just assumed that was Draymond. I was looking at
that,
Yeah.
my eye.
that's a loaded team.
That's what I'm saying. See, so chill out, back up with us. Let's look at the argument the way that we're talking about it.
but also with talent, the 08 Celtics.
Agreed.
And in my opinion, the 08 Celtics was better than the Celtics right there.
Agreed. 100%.
Talent-wise.
100%.
How many?
The only talent
You about to
difference,
say I'm talking about players.
the only talent difference you're seeing where I would say one player is better
What's
than another.
McHale going to give Kevin Garnett?
Nothing.
A prime Kevin Garnett.
Nothing.
He wouldn't guard him. He would.
What is he going to give a prime Kevin Garnett?
Nothing.
Tell me what he's
The
going to give
only
him.
player on that big three that's better than the 08 Celtics is I would take Bird over Pierce.
And he would
For
score
a-
30 left-handed.
a million
That's it.
percent.
That's it. But I'm
He
saying,
would score
that's what I'm
30
saying.
left-handed.
That's what I'm saying. But that's
Okay.
Your
it.
group.
Player
But-
by player.
And mop you.
But we're
Player
talking about
by
player
player.
by player. The best three players put together.
I don't think Billy's getting away.
He's not. He's
I get
obviously
what
not
you're
understanding.
saying.
Then just submit to it.
Then use your brain and talk about it.
Because here's the thing. Okay, we could argue results. That 3-0, they have a whole bunch. They have a whole bunch. They have a whole bunch. They have like that would be in the weeds of conversation.
Underperforming group is that group.
We're not talking about
Yeah, but
performance.
no, the
Billy.
most underperformed big
We're
three
talking about
was
talent.
was the 08 Celtics. The only one won.
Yes.
Okay, broke my heart. All right, so
We're talking
are
about
we
talent.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's
Can we
what we're
do
gonna
that, or do we need to skip this?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we talk about it with talent, Billy, player to player, or do we need to
If
go?
so, like,
we need to move on.
I don't even want to talk about it. Like, that's the whole
Are
point.
you good? Are you good with talking
I
about
brought
talent?
the context.
I'm good with talking about talent, but I need to understand. If we're going to do talent, would you not match them up playing each other? This team right here with this duo right here would probably dominate.
Derek Fisher.
We know
This duo right here would mop any group
if
out
we're
there.
putting
So they're better than the Bulls' big three.
Probably in a one-on-one matchup, yes. Probably talent-wise, this is probably your best two players
I'm
together.
gonna be honest. You're so far off. It's crazy.
I don't think
Okay.
that's
So hold on.
crazy to say.
That's
If
not.
they're-
This dude
if they're doing a
Shaq
makes a
if
big
they're
difference.
doing a
This
3-on-3
dude right here,
tournament, there's not many people guarding
could
Shaq
guard
that are on
this
this
guy.
board.
And then this guy's probably the second best player on the
Not many
board,
of them.
one-on-one.
I'm not looking at it from the realm of a 3-on-3. We know how talented each player is.
Yeah.
Okay.
We all have a good basis for how we all know how good these players
What's
are.
Derek Fisher gonna do? Like it's a three. It's a big three, not big two though.
He ain't touching the ball and don't have to.
That's what I'm saying. That's why we're not
Bro,
talking
I got
about
Kevin
a
Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray
3-on-3
Allen all
tournament.
touching
We're
the ball.
talking about the talent of the players compared to the talent of the players.
Okay.
Okay,
Can we do that?
so let's do that.
Is that cool?
So I hate to say this, I'm gonna go ahead and just what the Spurs in that perspective are out.
In that respect, I mean, outside, Tim Duncan's
One
the
of my
only guy you
favorite
can
teams.
really hold up.
One of my favorite teams.
I don't know that I agree with that.
Oh my.
I think this team's less talented than that team.
Oh, actually,
That's-
yeah, I'd agree with that.
That team is a bunch
do
of
that.
ballers.
No, oh well.
If you're
those,
counting big three versus big three, I agree with that.
I'd put the Spurs
Yes.
over that
Yeah.
that Celtics team right
okay.
there.
Can I rephrase that? So the
And
Spurs
that
and Celtics
team.
are out, and so are those Lakers. So they're out.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that team?
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
The
I'm
Spurs
with you.
over that team?
Now, they're not
Yeah.
playing each other. We're talking talent.
I'm just talking about the players over those guys.
Yeah. I'd
just
say so.
ballers.
Tony Parker
Just
over
ball-
Magic?
Are we also
Just
talking?
ball.
Hold on, real quick.
Tony Parker over Magic?
Tony Parker over Magic?
Yeah.
What?
What?
That's a very bad take.
Really?
That's fine.
Wow.
Tony Parker
No
over
shot.
Magic, Billy?
Tony Parker over Magic. Talent-wise.
So Magic.
Are you playing?
Magic
No.
is a
that
top,
seemed like a joke.
Magic is a top 3-point guard in history.
Magic's a top 5 player in the league for most people.
Tony
Or in the
Parker's not
history
even.
of the
Tony,
NBA.
top 3-point.
is Tony Parker top 75?
Yes, he is top 75.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
probably top 8 or 10
hold
point
on.
guard.
You're talking about Tony Parker over there.
Tony Parker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only Tony Parker.
What are
that's
you
on the
saying?
board.
Who are you talking
You saying
about?
Manu?
Joe. Hey, Joe, that Tony Parker right there.
I got brother. I just yeah.
So hold on. Who's better than Magic?
This is my mindset. I
Curry.
haven't seen every Magic play, every Magic. I've watched probably 5 or 6 Magic games, and I did not see that man do more than 3 dribble moves the entire game. He had a few good passes, some
So-
inbound passes out low. Like
See,
I
he's-
haven't seen every game ever.
No, yeah,
From
you,
He's
what I've
basing
seen.
it on
you're
his
underselling
layup
him.
package.
You're underselling him.
See, yeah, you can't
said
go
something
by
about
based on what you.
Did
what
you say something about I'm basing on his layup package?
Yeah, I mean,
Hold on. When did I say anything about his layups?
Okay. Here's the thing. Magic's better than Tony Parker. Okay. Magic's better than Manu.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kareem, in my opinion, I'm not sure because we also got to talk about when they played. It's when they are playing on these teams.
No, I'm gonna be real. You're gonna have a hard time finding a guy on this list that I'm putting above Tim Duncan. I'm gonna be
Me
dead,
too.
I'm gonna be dead serious.
I was just about to say
Yeah,
that.
no.
So Tim Duncan is better than Chris Bosh.
you said
There's
that.
only a handful of them.
You said you're gonna have a hard time finding a guy
There's.
above.
Did you hear my words just a second ago? I said only a handful of them.
Oh.
Oh my goodness gracious! Stop trying to argue. I'm trying to be nice to you this episode, bro. Jeez.
Tammy T gonna get on you.
I'm
so
telling
listen,
you.
So here's the thing. Here's the long and short. The correct answer is the 08 Celtics.
As the
All right,
most
you're done.
underwhelming.
How is that
of
dumb?
talent?
That's absurd.
Talent
Off
was
this list.
talent. No. This is just a picture.
This is just a picture.
Oh, you're.
I
He didn't-
couldn't
he
fit
didn't
them
make
all
this-
in.
he didn't make
no,
this
I didn't make
graphic.
this. This is just to get
But
them
I think
thinking.
the 08 Celtics should be on there.
Dude, prime
As a team,
KG.
yeah, I'm with you. I thought
Okay,
we were-
prime. I watched the game when Ray Allen beat
I'm-
Reggie
Prime
Miller.
KG ain't a top 20
Off
player
this-
all time. Most of these guys, except for this guy, and maybe
Prime KG is giving buckets to most of these players on
But
this.
that's not what we're talking about. He's
What?
not even ranked in the top probably
What?
40, 50 players of all time in the NBA.
KG's in the top 20 of the top 75.
That's absurd.
That's,
What?
that's
I watched
according.
him
It's
ball.
according to the NBA.
KG's legit.
I'm gonna throw out my pick.
Yeah.
Ray Allen is
tell
the
you-
second best shooter
I'll
ever.
tell you why.
We weren't talking about Ray Allen. We was talking about Kevin Garnett.
Okay,
Go ahead,
cool.
Joe. I'm
Pair him
sorry,
with Ray
Joe.
Allen.
If you're
Joe.
saying the best big three, in my opinion, it's the Warriors. You've got the
Yes.
greatest shooter of all time.
Yep.
Steph.
Talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steph Curry that can score
I don't think that's crazy.
genuinely at all three levels. Clay, arguably the next best, if not third or fourth best 3-point shooter of all time.
I'm going to agree.
And KD, who in my opinion is
You
top
ain't mentioned the
5
Warriors all
scorers
this
of all
time.
Top 5 scorer. Yeah.
Talent.
100%.
Not player. Top
No,
five
I
scorer.
know. His scoring talent is only.
If we're
There's
going-
only a few players I think that can score the ball better than KD in the history of the NBA.
Yeah.
That's a fair statement.
I mean, I don't disagree. We're gonna leave here with me going 08 Celtics.
That's fine. You
I
can
just need everyone to understand that.
be incorrect.
It was the
That-
absolute best
might-
time to watch. The
They
NBA.
were really good, dude.
They might be.
No,
fourth-
don't get me wrong.
They
Like,
might be 4th or 5th on this list.
Who is y'all's actual pick from this list, though?
from this list. I'd probably still pick the Warriors.
I would pick the Warriors. Yes, sir.
But if we're like, but it's a conversation.
Talent. Yeah.
That's my thing.
So let me ask you this then:
because if we're talking
talent, people forget about Chris Bosh.
Chris
No,
Bosh
Chris
was
Bosh-
a
If you
dog.
downgrade Chris Bosh, you don't know ball.
So hold on, real quick. Then you're
yes.
hold on.
Like, thank you.
So you're telling me, talent-wise, that the Heat is that much behind the Warriors?
They're not that much
I'm gonna-
behind.
I-
no.
So there was
See,
Behind
because
it all.
this
Do you wanna
this
list them in
comparison,
order?
There was another team
that comparison is what
won
started this. What made me
back-to-back.
think about it.
There was another team that won back-to-back champions that had Elijah Drexler, and there was 2 or 3 different guards. You could have put any one of those guards with Elijah and Drexler on those teams.
Talking about a big 3 though.
Yeah, I know. You got this
You're gonna put,
clown
like-
up
you're gonna
here
put-
in the
you're gonna
big
put-
3.
you're gonna
You
put
got
Kenny Smith?
This clown, Kenny Smith, might be on that. He's better than that guy. Kenny Smith was better. Look at his career numbers. Kenny Smith is better than Derek
I
Fisher.
can't disagree with that.
Better
off
look
of
at that. He was
cold
the
thought.
number 1 player coming out of college. He was the number 1 pick, I believe.
His legs are jacked.
Stuff doesn't
So here's the thing.
No, Kenny Smith was a dog.
So-
he was way better than that guy, and I love that guy.
I would possibly say, okay, because you got to think about them. Spurs also had Kawhi.
That wasn't that group. They didn't have.
They all played
that
together.
Dude
Not
didn't-
that
that
young.
dude did
I
not
mean-
have Kawhi.
Well,
No,
They did have David Robinson.
But again,
with
that's
that
why I
group.
say we need to talk about the talent of the 3 represented players for the big 3.
because
because
you're
we're
also,
talking about performance. This big 3 for one of their chips,
Yeah.
had Kawhi Leonard, who was
but you're,
massive.
he got
Well,
the
they
he
had
got
was
the
the
Finals
Finals
MVP.
MVP, yeah.
Hey,
So,
they
but here's the
had
thing.
David Robinson for one of them.
But here's the thing, though.
When he was old.
Old.
But you think
But-
another 7-footer that's a Hall of Famer?
I think those Spurs
We're good.
were more of a system team
They were.
than
They
a
fit.
talent team. They had talent, but they were system.
1,000,000%.
Greg Popovich in his prime, okay, and they were balling.
Well, was Golden State a system?
No.
No.
You still had
No.
the best shooter
was
in the
'cause
history of
he-
the league.
give-
He was the system.
That was give 3
That's the system. 1 and 2 for the longest time. Then they added this guy, and they were the system. There was
All right,
not a
so-
system.
so
I'm not
can-
gonna
But
argue
Steve
with
Kerr
that one.
can't coach.
I'm
That's
gonna,
the thing.
I'm
So
going to give
can-
you a Golden State practice. You 3, get the ball. Everyone else get out of the
Everybody
way.
else get out of the way.
Just get out of the way.
So consensus is Warriors for y'all, 08 Celtics for me.
Who's winning the
I'm down
3-on-3
with that.
tournament?
3-on-3 tournament. I don't hate Billy's
This group
Shaq,
right here,
Shaq,
probably.
Kobe, and Derek Fisher.
You could take anybody off. You could take him off and put anybody that was on that team with these two, and they win.
Let me
Just
ask-
because
Can I
genuine-
ask you this? If we're going 3-on-3, though,
This is a
is
pretty
Shaq-
good
hold on,
3-on-3
hold on,
team.
Hold on.
Timeout.
I know what you're going to say, and I agree with you.
100%.
Shaq's not coming to the 3-point line.
Nope.
And let me just tell you something.
Nope.
Shaq has no business guarding. Shaq has no business guarding Kevin Durant.
Mhm.
He has no business guarding any of these big three right here. Well, Tim Duncan, he can guard Tim
He
Duncan.
could guard Tim Duncan.
But like the Bulls, they're going to have some trouble.
Yeah.
The Heat,
What?
Bosh can play up.
These three
He
were
could-
all defensive teams.
He could guard.
I said the
NBA.
Bulls.
He
they're-
said he'd give him a hard time,
I
Billy.
said the Bulls will give the Lakers the hard time.
Okay.
I'm saying that
on,
with
you-
They'll
Shaq,
probably be.
every time Shaq gets the ball, he's scoring.
Hold on. You think the Bulls are stopping Shaq?
No, what I'm saying, I said this was the best 3-on-3 team.
No.
I said that would be the next
They're not
best
winning.
3-on-3.
They're not winning.
That's the issue.
You've got Kobe.
Shaq's going to score, but Shaq can't guard a lot of people on this list.
Dude,
No.
this team right here at the Warriors
we're talking
are raining down upon
Real
these
talk,
Lakers.
if we're talking 3-on-3 tournament, I think the Warriors are still winning.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I genuinely will say this, and call me crazy, you're going to love it. I think the 08 Celtics might be a number 2.
Dude, bro.
I think the Spurs.
Y'all
Because
forget about
here's the
Quiet
thing.
fighter.
Garnett can get Shaq out of the paint and then blow by him.
You
He
gotta
shoots the mid-range and the 3, Billy. Yes, Shaq will have to come out and guard him.
you gotta think the 08 Celtics. That's almost 20 years ago.
not
We
hating on
forget
the 08
about the 08 Celtics, but I remember.
I'm just saying,
I think this team
we're
could
talking
beat
3-on-3
the 08
tournament.
Celtics right
08
here.
Celtics definitely have.
That team beats the 08 Celtics.
First off,
Because
Ray
that team will
Allen.
play defense.
Hold on, real quick. Ray Allen gave trouble to Kobe,
I'm going to be honest. On the three-point line, you said 08 Celtics. Never mind.
but you forget about how good Ray Allen was at defense. He gave some trouble to Kobe. I'm just saying.
Hey, Kenny Smith was better than Derek Fisher. Derek Fisher kind of a bum.
Thank
all
you.
Time.
Told you.
Yeah. Who didn't think
Derek
that?
Fisher.
I thought he was better than he was.
You can pull
No.
up,
He only averaged 8 and 2 or 8
Pull
and
up.
3.
if
He's
you
a-
Wesley.
I really
Wesley,
thought he was better than that.
if
Did
you
I get
pulled-
fugazi into thinking he was better than that?
I think so.
Man,
Wesley, if you
That-
pulled
let
up
me
that
tell you,
roster,
that's
you
what
could find
happens.
3 guys.
It happens, brother. There's
Yeah.
a lot of fugazed.
I thought he was better than he was. He was just on a lot of good teams, I guess.
Wesley, look at me.
I'm listening.
If
I'm
you
not
pulled
looking
up
at you.
that roster right there with the Lakers, and you could pick 3 guys better than Derek Fisher off that roster.
Probably. Well, I don't know why
I
they
know.
put him
But 3-on-3 tournament, they're not. They're beating those Lakers, maybe those Celtics, but no one else. Maybe the Spurs, just because they don't really play out. But anyone that can shoot, they're done.
That's the issue.
They're done. And again, the
These are the-
08
this
Any
is
team,
the
any
best
team with a big
defensive
that can
team.
do
The
anything outside of the paint,
the
they're done.
08 Celtics had at the time the best shooter in the history of the league because he beat Reggie. Steph Curry beat Ray Allen's record.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Whose record did Ray Allen beat?
Reggie Bush, Reggie Miller. Reggie Bush.
That they had a big 3 for a time and had Reggie Miller, Rick Smits, who was a 7'4".
But what I'm saying is,
and
at the
another-
time,
Look, we gotta
Ray
stop.
Allen.
We gotta
yeah.
stop confusing Big 3 with 3 good players and understand the Big 3 is 3 superstars on one team.
Yes, and for a long time, a lot of people said the 08 Celtics was one of the first ones.
So that being said, the Lakers never really had a Big 3, especially
No.
if that's the ones they want to put
So
up.
they done.
Those were all Hall of
We got to
Famers.
make a
Yes.
decision here. We got to.
No, I think it's the Warriors. I think it's easy.
No. I'm saying, yeah, I would agree. But do we have
3-on-3 tournament though.
do we have time for one more topic because we're going on?
Yeah, I think so. What time?
Sure.
what we
Okay.
got? What we
Let's be on point. Well, it's going to be a long episode. That's okay though.
got? Okay.
All right, we're doing flag football controversy. This is just me fun. Okay, this is me fun.
Yeah.
All right, this dude right here, Daryl
This fella.
Doucette,
Yeah.
Doucette the third.
Daryl Doucette.
This is what he said. This is a sport that we played for a long time, and we feel like we are the best at it, and we don't need other guys. The reason why he said that, let me get some backstory. The reason why he said that is because they're starting to let NFL players be eligible for the 2008 Olympics.
Yeah, it's already been decided.
Okay,
They can play.
so he's an idiot.
That's sick. Is
that
that the
the
actual
actual
logo?
logo?
That is fire.
That is pretty cool.
Hey, why don't you want to kiss me next time? Talk at the same time as me?
I'll kiss you right now.
All right, cool.
Well, I am going home.
I'm out.
That is sick
No,
though.
that is really cool.
All right, now.
Look at
That's a
us.
dumb take.
Look at the USA.
Well, hold on though. So obviously it's a dumb take. All right, I want to talk about.
Obviously.
I'm not.
I don't think we're arguing if it is
I'm
or
not going to do the. We don't really have to go over all the rules. It is
No.
different. It is different.
It's different.
But I do think there are 5 players in each team on the field in a flag football match drawn from a 12-person squad. Obviously, players tend to specialize in either offense or defense. What we want to do right now, we're on the clock because we got to go.
Let's be quick.
We are going to draft a
Who's
Oh.
going
starting
first?
5.
Lamar Jackson all day.
I do not disagree with
No, Lamar should be the quarterback because
Yes.
the quarterbacks can rush.
Yes.
that. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, if you're on the 5-yard line, you have to throw it.
That's fine.
You cannot rush.
He can throw well enough he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Especially when you consider the
Lamar.
receivers we're about to put on the field.
Oh, dude,
yeah.
Jamar Chase,
Oh,
Justin
yeah.
Jefferson.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's the dude from the Chiefs this past year. Played receiver.
Xavier Worthy?
I don't know. I don't know who his name is. I just know that when they were talking about him in an interview, they said if we ever played a game of tag, that's the
Xavier Worthy. He's one of the fastest
Oh,
players.
yeah, he's
ever.
one of the
Yeah.
fastest players in the league.
As
But
far
yeah,
as
you
just
do
cutting
need a
and
guy.
everything.
I think receiver-wise, I like Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson because you get two different types of receivers.
Yes. Yes.
You got a speedy guy, and then you got Justin Jefferson who's just going to catch.
Can I tell you who my two other guys are going to be?
Yeah,
And y'all may not like this.
I probably. Who knows?
Okay. I'm going Christian McCaffrey and I'm going George Kittle. Because George Kittle's
Because
going
you
to
have
block.
to have a center.
George Kittle could play.
Are we going?
Because the center
He's
can
a dog.
also.
Christian McCaffrey.
The only issue is we're talking about a flag football team right now.
I want
'cause
Jamar
2028.
I would.
Not Jamar Chase. I want Jameer Gibbs out of the backfield.
I don't disagree with that.
Why'd you get a 2018 draft logo?
Don't look at that. I just like the on the clock stuff. I tell you what, y'all can start making these presentations.
I think speed kills in this situation.
Yes.
Size doesn't really matter because you got to grab a flag.
yeah,
Size,
but you're talking about a catching back.
but that's what I'm saying. To me,
Yeah,
size.
Christian McCaffrey's the pick.
But we're talking about Jameer Gibbs though.
No, I think
Dude is
McCaffrey.
speed isn't even like a way to describe him.
The only issue with it is if we're talking about 2028, Christian McCaffrey's cooked.
Yeah, he's not going to do it. But
So-
I'm just saying, like Christian McCaffrey, yes, he's a receiving back in the realm of football with pads, but he can get caught by a fast dude from another country. I don't know if there's anybody in another country as fast as guys like Jameer Gibbs.
I think Christian
Tyreek
McCaffrey
Hill.
be cut.
Tyreek Hill's or Christian McCaffrey's fast, but he's not like speed that we all sit around and talk about.
Yeah, I think
I think George Kittle is not the play there because I feel.
I'm talking about straight for blocking and just dog.
I like George Kittle.
You don't need anyone else.
But
you
I
have
also-
Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase.
I think we bring Gronk out of retirement. For
That's
that
what
one.
I was. And I think.
I think he'd do it. I think if the
If we bring in people out of retirement, put McCoy on the field. He's shaking everybody.
Shady.
if we put, hey,
That was a fun.
That man
guy.
getting a little chubby nowadays, though.
I think,
I don't think Shady coming out
I
doing
think
it.
Shannon Sharp could do it right now
Shannon Sharp, hey, yeah.
and go get buckets.
Old Unk is still big.
Yeah.
Unk is
Well,
still ball ready.
that was just obviously this
Bring
guy right
Ocho
here.
Cinco out. He's open right now.
This guy right here, he's a
Terrell
moron.
Owens
Yeah,
will
this
probably
guy's
come
crazy.
out.
Listen, the United States for our Olympic team, if he's on a team, I'm going to Congress.
What's crazy though is honestly like
I root for Russia.
I'll say this:
He's on the
if he plays, we still What'd you say?
You root for Russia?
I root for Russia before I'd root for this guy. He's soft.
The Kremlin?
You're a
He's
terrorist.
soft.
Okay.
He's soft.
Here's the thing: in the world of flag football,
He's
if
calling
he's playing
Kaepernick
quarterback for us,
2.0.
we'd probably still have a real chance to win gold.
No, he's a good flag
But the
football
whole
player.
point of the Olympics is I want to demoralize every
Yeah.
other team that's on the field.
And you're going to do that with Lamar Jackson, the quarterback.
Exactly.
Yes. This is Colin Kaepernick 2.0 right there.
Yeah, but that is
That's a stretch. He's not.
It's because he looks like Colin
You say that 'cause
Kaepernick.
he
That's
looks
why
like-
you
It
said
is
that.
what it is.
That's
Here's the thing.
crazy.
what it is.
To play a little devil's advocate for that guy, it's like if you were the dude for your established sport, you would feel a touch disrespected that it's finally getting an Olympic
Yeah.
like recognition, and you're not allowed.
He's
to
not
do
going to make the team.
it. No, he's not. Not
he's
now.
not.
Depending on what players want to play, he's not making
No,
the
it,
team.
it
I
literally
will
would.
say-
The only way he'd make it is the lack of players in the NFL
Yes.
trying to do it.
I will say I don't hate the way he went about what he said though, because he said we're the best at what we do. He didn't
Agreed.
say we're the best at football. We're
No,
not the
he's
best.
saying the way he
The
plays
way
football.
we play football, we're the best at it.
Move over.
Agreed.
Yeah, but
Move
move
over.
over. It's like no, these guys in the NFL don't know how to play flag football like that, but they got 4 years to figure it out.
Yeah.
and they will.
That's
like,
Well, anyway. All right, boys. Listen.
Yeah.
We want you to be in the know, so you go ahead and follow us on TikTok, guys.night.pod.
please,
YouTube and Insta at Guys Night Podcast TN. That's Tennessee, because that's where we from.
please.
Facebook, Guys Night Podcast. We want to give a shout out to our most loyal listeners and fans of the show, Gannon Gregory, Carlos Castanos, and Vance Thompson. But we also want to give something to Tammy T. You're a bully. We appreciate you listening. Peace. Where we have a good time having a good time.
Peace.